All right. Welcome back to your mom's favorite podcast, the ABA Pod. Today, we got a whole bunch on the agenda. Welcome into the podcast. Max Waz, Kentucky Enforcers captain. Ashton Velzy, Montreal Tundra captain. Jimmy Buckets, Montreal Tundra player slash shooter. And as always, your host, AJ Miskines, Montreal Tundra player, as well, the big man. So, on the agenda for today, we got a couple of stuff. We got 5 segs, and we're gonna start off with quick review. What happened last week? Get some of these boys' thoughts on it. Very fun week, I would say. I really liked the whole addition of the commentary. I think me and Jimmy fucking killed it. So let's start with the game that me and Jimmy commentated. And we'll start with the guy who played in that game and had an absolute heater, putting up 12 points. What was it? What did I have in here? Putting up 12 points, 9 rebounds on 11 of 23 shooting. Max, how we feeling about the game you played in last Saturday?
You know, I'm a little disappointed just because we had such a, tremendous lead in the beginning. You cannot address it. Um, we blew it. I think if I'd taken a timeout at one point, we could have maybe interrupted their heat check and maybe ended the game quicker, like gone to half and then only have like 5 points is a much different scenario than us being 11 and 10. So I don't know. I think it's something that we got to work on as a team, just having better chemistry, playmaking. But I think by the playoffs, a switch is going to be flipped, and you're going to see the best basketball out of the Enforcers so far this season.
How did you feel, real quick, about your new additions, Noah and Nick? How well do you think they meshed with the team?
I think Nick DeAndrea has a lot of potential. I think that in playoffs he is going to find his rhythm. And I feel like Noah and Nolan could also do the same thing when it comes down to like pressure. I'm hoping Noah can pull a Lucas like his brother did, but I know that's unfair to think just because they're related. But I'm hoping him or Nolan can, I don't know, just pull up a Jimmy Butler type of game.
You had one hell of a game, man. Nothing to hang your head about. Really tried to solidify your spot as the MVP and depoy of this league. I think it's going to be close. We'll get into the awards later, but let's move on to our other game and get some of the Tundra thoughts on how we played. Starting with Ashton, Tundra Walla, the Griffins, 21-9. Everybody on the Tundra, 8. 4 points up for everyone. Ashton, you won player of the game with your 7 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and shot 3 for 7 from 3 and plus 12 for the day. How are we feeling about the Tundra on now a 4-game win streak?
I mean, I just love the fact that like everybody got over like 5 points. I mean, that's beautiful. That's what you want as a team. We're feeling good coming off 3 wins in a row. I mean, we like into this game we were off 3 games in a row. Now we got 4 games in a row, but like going into last week we were off 3 wins in a row. We felt good, so like we just went off firing, bro. We were just hitting shots. Like we were just our ball movement was impeccable, bro. So
Champions of
now we're feeling even better off of whomping them. So, but that could go away. So we gotta definitely stay humble. But
Yeah, yeah,
we're feeling good. We gotta use that momentum for sure.
definitely.
And just
Jimmy, what are your thoughts on how new addition Jackson Choboe fit into the Tundra?
I think Jackson jumped in really well. I didn't think there was a lot of struggle. I think he knew where to go, where to be. I just think it was all around good team play. I think the chemistry was just there and it worked. Honestly, not much said between us, but we just knew what we had to do and we did what we needed to do to get there. So
Definitely,
team game, I would say.
I would say so. And after last week, we'll talk real quick about the two teams that we haven't talked about. the winner and the loser of the other games. But the 1, 2, 3, 4 seed, Enforcers stayed at the 1 seed. River Dragons. Yeah, Enforcers stayed at the 1 seed. Tundra got the 2 seed. River Dragons the 3 seed. All at 4 and 2. Griffins the 4 seed. Max, let's get your thoughts real quick on the Griffins. You commentated the game with Eric Sinkowski. What do we think about what we saw with the new look Griffins?
I just think that I see what Tommy was going for. Like, him and Matt had the potential to save that team. I think it just comes down to Matt Willard not showing up for his team in the most important time of the season. Kind of leaving Tommy and the rest of his Griffins behind. I'm not trying to throw shade at Matt Willard. I'm just from captain to captain.
Yeah.
You got to be held accountable for that. And I think the Griffins had a shot, but it's gone now. But I liked what Tom was trying to do with them. I just don't think they have the playmakers to get the buckets they need in this league.
Interesting. So you think that they got a shot when Matt and Cam come back?
I think it would have been a lot closer than, just Tom running at the rim every time. I think Matt and Tom could have spaced the floor out a bit more, had like a guard like Cam or Trina, or Nick's also good for height, honestly. Yeah. So that could have just been their top 3, but I don't know. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, sure.
They should be a solid team.
Like they could,
with Matt. Like,
yeah, I think Matt and Tommy
a
nice little 1-2,
and then Nick grabbing the boards like that.
Yeah,
it seems like the Griffins have never had a number 1 player, a round 1 player on their team.
Ooh, that's a pretty big statement, man. Because I would think that if in the redraft, they took me with the 4th pick, but if I was picking and I wasn't hosting, I probably would say I would pick either Matt or Tom or Newman, one of those 3.
Yeah, I was going to say I could argue Matt Newman as well.
Well, speaking of Matt Newman, real quick,
being there drops his stock.
Mr. I smoked it. His River Dragons played very, very well on their comeback victory against the Enforcers. Ashton, what do we think about the River Dragons? You sat and watched the game. Gabe had one of the best games I've ever seen. 11 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 of 9 from the field, 100% from 3 for 3, 3 blocks and 2 steals. What do we think, Ashton? What do we see?
I mean, they're looking like the Warriors out there the way they're shooting, bro. Like it's looking scary with Gabe and Newman knocking down shots like that. But those are the only 2 that can really shoot on that team, so they kind of got to carry that load. But I mean, their chemistry is looking pretty great though. Like Gabe and Newman, their chemistry is on lock, and it's very hard to stop that. That intangible thing on the court, but they're underrated. They're underrated for sure.
100%. I think Gabe's playing out of his mind. He also made an MVP statement last weekend. I think we'll get into it, but I think that that's really big. Jimmy, we commentated the game together.
Oh yeah.
What did you think about the River Dragons' new addition of Eric Sinkowski?
I thought he did really well, actually. I thought he jumped in and helped them right off the bat. I didn't think he was taking stupid shots. He was playing tight defense. I mean, being annoying, doing what he does best, getting them to pass off of him, get the ball away. But I really thought he was finding Matt Newman just as much as Gabe was, if not more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's a very, very scary team if all 3 of them are firing on all cylinders. And I think they got a really solid claim to be the best team in the league. We'll see how it all irons out. And we'll talk more about all of the ABA teams at the end of the pod when we do our preview predictions. Moving on to our next segment. I like to kind of keep it all light. We don't want to talk about basketball the whole time. Sometimes we want to have a little bit of fun. We did a little segment a couple weeks back called superlatives, right? For the guys in the league. And I had a lot of fun with that one. So I figure, you know what? It's the end of the season. Let's do some final season superlatives. We've been, figuring out more about the guys as we go along. Like Newman, we know a lot more now than we did in the beginning of the season. And I got some. We're gonna go rapid fire speed round across the table here. I got a bunch of them. So you give me your answer. I'm gonna give you a superlative. You give me your answer, and then you gotta explain why. All right. So who wants to start?
I'll start.
Jimmy will start. Okay, so Jimmy, and then we'll go down. Jimmy, this actually works out perfectly because the first one is literally based off of a line you said during the game where you said about Max Waz. You were like, he can date my sister.
Oh.
So
What a crazy
the first
statement.
one is
Being
what?
an only.
It was a mid-range shot you made. And then Jimmy was like, this guy can date my sister. So Jimmy, what player in the league would you most want or be okay with dating your sister?
Oh, that's wild. It's
That's
crazy
not
because
crazy
I'm an
thing.
only child.
If you have one.
Um, well, I was gonna say, can't say him.
I don't know who. Oh, actually, I know who I'm
We're
picking.
asking the real questions here.
Honestly, I would probably say you, Max.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I probably would say you.
Appreciate you though.
Yeah.
We got it. The handshake. Yes, sir. Ashton, this one's bringing it to basketball real quick. Who do you think is the least likely in the league to hit a game winner?
Who's the least clutch?
I mean, it's got to be like Nick Vaughn, right? Man.
I would say like, I don't know.
Really?
That's not my question.
I mean, like least likely
Yeah.
to hit a game shot. Oh,
That's-
well, like if I thought you meant like only three.
What
Like,
would you say?
Oh, no, I was saying like game on the line. This guy's got the ball in his hands. They need
is
1
any
point to
bucket?
win. Who's the least likely to clutch up and get that bucket?
Well,
I said Dan Kelly.
yeah, or maybe like it's got to be Dan Kelly then. Yeah,
Dan Kelly?
yeah.
I like Dan, but I
mean,
feel
the
like when the
disrespect
time
is on
comes,
the
he'd rather have the other guy shooting. I understand that. Max, who's the most entertaining player in the league?
Ooh. Most entertaining. That's such a tough question.
Yeah, we got a lot of characters in this league.
Just because of the pure, like, I don't know, basketball handles and IQ that they have, it just makes it look like a real basketball league.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go with Ashton.
Ashton, I
I think
respect that.
his varsity knowledge amps up the league a little bit. I feel like makes everybody a little bit better.
Yeah, and electric bro can pull up from anywhere, clutch up. Has hit 3 straight 2-point game-winning shots.
Mhm.
Jimmy, back to you. You're getting all the fun ones.
Mhm.
What 2 players would you pick if you were stranded on a desert island and you needed to survive?
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go with Gabe because Gabe would literally lock in and be like, "Okay, we need to get off this island." Like he would be so determined to get off the
yeah,
island that
that's-
I would want Gabe there to like drive me to do it. Um, and I think Tommy has some like unnecessary like knowledge, and he would just like whip up something that would help us out a lot. So I'm gonna go with Gabe and Tommy.
Respect. Ashton, fun one coming to you. Who do you think is the biggest simp in the league?
biggest simp.
That's tough.
Man, show me AJ. Nah.
Oh.
Nah. That's
I
crazy.
mean,
Eat your own teammates.
it's gotta be tough.
Tommy for real?
What? Oh, you
Like I
mean
said-
like
Well, no,
like,
actually,
just
Eric.
describe
Eric skipped the game
something.
because
Describe something.
Simp
For
is like this guy would do anything to get a girl. Like anything.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you meant towards that player.
Eric Lucky skipped a game to be with his girlfriend. Let's keep this in mind.
If he did that, then I would have to go with Eric. For sure, bro. Like,
Yeah.
can't be skipping out ABA games for no. Bro, come on.
All right, Max. You ready for this one? Who's the most likely to need a Vagisil sponsorship?
I don't even know what that means.
It means who's the biggest pussy in the league.
Oh. Oh damn, that's a brutal question, bro.
Hey, you could take it either way you want to say, man.
Jeez.
Oh, Eric's in
Um,
feelings right here.
Yeah, damn.
Trigger warning, trigger warning.
This is just fun, bro. This is just good fun. No one will take it serious.
I'll just say no one. It's just because he asked for so many calls that just aren't there, and I'm just like, bro, like there's nothing you can do, bro. You miss.
Gotcha. All right. And this one is for all three of yous. All right. Who do you think is the smartest player in the league in terms of not basketball, but in terms of we want this motherfucker going on Jeopardy and we're going to win if he's on our team?
Oh, so like straight up buck knowledge?
Straight up book knowledge.
Jeopardy.
Like you pick this guy, like someone's pointing a gun to your head. They say, hey, I need someone to answer like a geography question or like a math question. And you're like, yo, this guy, boom.
Oh, facts. If Evan,
Yeah.
Evan, but
I don't know if I know
smart.
it. I don't know if I know anybody.
I was
everybody.
pretty smart, bro. I
No.
finished like top 25 in my class almost. Yeah.
I got a 3.0 right now.
Ooh, I'm a little over 3-2. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Dang.
I would probably go Nolan for this one.
Oh yeah, Nolan is a smart cookie.
Yeah.
He knows so much useless information like
Yeah,
that.
he's really good at trivia. I remember we used to play this
I
World
believe
Cup
that.
trivia game at his house, bro, and he would whoop my ass all the time.
I can totally see that.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, boys, the big part of this pod is we are going to reveal the award finalists. That was lightning, right? Or is that a power surge?
That was my light.
Okay, that was the light. That was weird.
All good.
All right. So we're gonna start off with the ABA Fan Favorite Award.
Oh, damn, your light isn't.
Is that my light or is that like something? Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
like both of our lights,
I
bro.
think, yeah.
Imagine we both just lose
Same
power.
time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be
Oh,
crazy.
crazy.
Anywho.
Okay. So the ABA Fan Favorite Award. The nominees are Dan Kelly from the Columbus River Dragons, Matt Newman from the Columbus River Dragons, and Jimmy Pusatier from the Montreal Tundra. What are our initial thoughts, boys?
Gotta be Matt Newman, man.
I mean, yeah, I'd go Newman or Jimmy. Definitely the biggest characters.
Gotta be Matt Newman, man.
I was gonna say Matt Newman, but because I think he's such a strong candidate for Rookie of the Year, I'm gonna say Dan Kelly because he came in with no basketball knowledge at all. So
Yeah, very, very much. And that one is the popularity contest award. So like the other ones, I will give a stats. People can base it off of that. Everybody gets a vote for these awards. Those are the three nominees. Next up, most improved player. I don't know. Can I show that on here? No, not really. I'll
Does
send
most
it.
improved, have they had to play last
The
season?
week is a ABA week.
So most
Yes.
improved player would have played last season.
Yes, there are three players who played last season, and in discussion with some ABA players, former from last year and current. These are the three guys that have improved the most. this was definitely the hardest award for me to find the nominees for. But most improved player nominees are Eric Sinkowski from the Columbus River Dragons, Tom Lynch from the St. Louis Griffins, and Nick Von Bergen from the St. Louis Griffins. What are our thoughts, boys?
My pick is Tommy, honestly. I mean, that man could lead a team right now if he wanted to. Wait, I mean, he really is with the Griffins right now, like last week. So that jump was crazy.
Yeah. Do you think I hit the nominees right though? Like 3 people who like really improved?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like Eric and Tom were the easy ones when I looked at it. Nick Vaughn was kind of tough because like it didn't look like he really improved his scoring output, but from talks, it's like he was better this year defensively than he was last year when he won Depoy. So now we're gonna get into the ones that I'd be really, really curious to hear your thoughts on. We're gonna do Rookie of the Year. The contenders for Rookie of the Year are Matt Newman from the Columbus River Dragons, Jimmy Pusatier from the
Hey.
Montreal Tundra, and AJ Miskines from the Montreal Tundra. What are our thoughts, boys?
That's a W squad. I agree with all those picks for sure.
Agreed. Agreed. Who do you think should win?
I got you, AJ, honestly. I got you for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say I got AJ as well.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where it falls because I mean, like in terms of like the awards and stuff, like the ones that we got going on, I think Rookie of the Year is going to be close. I think Depoy is going to be close, and I think that MVP is also going to be pretty close. Not, I think Depoy is going to be the hardest award to figure out. And that's the next award we're going to talk about. The 3 nominees for Depoy, as you guys may guess, from the St. Louis Griffins, Nick Von Bergen, from the Columbus River Dragons, Gabe Christopher, and from the I just noticed I put that sideways on the graphic. From the Kentucky Enforcers, Max Walizewski. What are our
Gotta be,
thoughts, boys?
it's gotta be Max, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking that he was running away with it this season. I looked at the stats like at the end after I did them today. They're all updated for the final season. Gabe and Nick co-lead the league in blocks. They're both like tied for the league in blocks. And Gabe also has a shit ton, and they both have a lot of steals too. Max has like 20, is it like 26? We'll go over it in a sec. But I think they made it close, man. I think they made it close. And then the final award.
Final picture.
I don't even have to announce this one. I can have you announce this one because you know who the 3 candidates for MVP are. Jimmy, you want to announce this one?
What, the MVP?
Yep.
Gabe, Max, or Ashton?
Yep. Gabe, Max, and Ashton for MVP. The 3 best players in this league. By far. What are we thinking? We got 2 of the nominees right here. Actually, you know what I think would be a good thing? State your case, bro.
Oh, state your case.
Make your case for
I
MVP.
like that. I like that.
All right.
Let's start with Max. And then Jimmy, you can argue for Gabe.
Yeah, I'll be Gabe Christopher, guys.
All right. Dang. I feel like I guess I don't know if I get the most steals or not, do I? Do
The most steals?
Yeah.
You have 24, and everyone else had the next closest is 15.
Yo, AJ, Nolan did just open up your graphics picture, so get ready for some fire, bro.
I think overall my stats are just better. I think that with a capable team, my stats would have only increased. I think that I've just taken a plunge recently. But we'll see how playoffs go. I don't want to talk too much for myself. Yeah, I want to let my play do the talking for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just excited to play on Saturday.
Yeah. Ashton, make your case for MVP. For people that may be thinking this is a two-horse race between Gabe and Max, explain why you should be the league's most valuable player.
Timothy.
You have to forget those first 2 games, man. I was injured. I swear to you. I'll never make excuses, but I literally was injured. The last 4, I mean, come on, I got 3 straight game winners in a row. Threes. I mean, I lead the league in 2-pointers. I was up there with most blocks in the league. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I think my stats are well rounded though. I get a lot of assists.
and you're also on the hottest team in the league, captaining it.
Yeah. But
Jimmy, make the case for Gabe.
Gabe does have the highest scoring game in the league. Gabe also, if there was a manager award, I believe should get the manager award. I mean, he had a completely different team on draft night and now has a 4-2 record with guys that weren't even in the league on draft night. So I think he's the glue to his team as well. I think he keeps them going. And just overall, he is decent at everything during basketball. He can shoot, he can drive, he can play defense. He's just overall good at everything that he does.
Yeah. And on that point, real quick, I'm going to go through some interesting stuff that stuck out to me when I was doing stats. So everyone here, Jimmy played in 5 games, but he came to all 6. And everyone in this call, all 6 games. But points wise, Gabe had 71, Max had 59, Ashton had 55. Top 3 by far. Rebounds wise, Nick Vaughn 92, Max 91, Gabe 90. Assists, Tundra on top.
What? That's for rebounds?
That's a
Yeah.
rebound.
Assists, Tundra on top. Ashton with 17, leading the league. AJ with 16, Max with 12, Gabe with 12. We'll skip past the field goal percentage because everyone who's contending is shooting really well. 2-point percentage, leading the league, Jimmy Pusatier, 33%.
Yes, sir.
32% with 52 shots.
Hype him
Newman
up.
and Gabe shortly behind them. And then the defensive stats that I was referencing, Gabe and Nick Vaughn with 8 blocks leading the league, and then Ashton with 6. In terms of steals, Max 24 steals, Gabe with 15. Nick Vaughn has 13 behind AJ's 14. And then if you really want to get into it and you want to say turnovers, out of the MVP candidates, Ashton has tied for the least amount. It's Ashton with 14, Max with 14, Gabe with 15.
Wow.
It's
Efficient.
really close.
This is honestly a
That is
crazy
really-
MVP race, bro. Oh my god.
Really close. And it depends on what you value. Because if
Really
you
does.
value points, rebounds, efficiency, and steals, you value steals a lot, Max is your pick. If you value all around, Gabe is top 5 in every statistic. If you value shooting and impact on the team, I think Velzy is your choice. So
and I mean, you can't even make the excuse what did they do with their team, because all top 3 teams are 4-2.
Yep.
So you can't even make the case who had a better record.
I'm not saying we don't have a good record.
No, I'm just saying that's just a case nobody can make.
See how it goes down. Let's talk real quick about the voting process. Everybody gets a vote. Like I said, I have made a ballot that all you have to do is just check off who your pick is, and you send it right to me. and then I'll calculate or count the votes for everybody, and then we'll have our winners. We were discussing deadlines to do this by. I think I would like to have them by the end of this week. It's before playoff starts. We'll see how many votes we get in. It'll depend. But I don't want playoffs to really impact the voting for the regular season.
I agree.
I'm excited to see how it goes down. And yeah, everybody has the chance to get their voice heard, vote for their teammates, vote for who they believe, is the righteous one for the award, and we'll see who wins them.
That's a great word, righteous.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're gonna wrap up this podcast with quick speed round. Don't want to spend too much time on it. This weekend we got River Dragons Griffins in a winner go home game. Real quick, prediction, player of the week. Why you think that? Max, start.
Well, I think it's gonna be the River Dragons, just because no Matt Willard. There's no captain there. Tommy's there trying to pick up the slack.
Unless they're framing the whole thing, unless they're like no Matt, no Matt, no Matt, and then boom,
Yeah,
Matt Willard.
I thought Matt was coming back this week.
Honestly.
We heard from Tommy as of yesterday, last night, that he was not coming.
All right.
But
So, what is your thought?
perhaps they're just yanking our chain.
Yeah. So if that's true, I'm gonna
Let's
say the
assume
Dragons.
he's playing. Let's assume he's playing.
Okay. Assuming
I still
it's
got
full,
Dragons, man.
full team versus full team.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think that the Matt versus Matt matchup goes to Newman, and I think that the Gabe Tommy matchup goes to Gabe. So I'm gonna just stick with the River Dragons.
All right. Gabe, player of the game.
Yeah, probably.
Ashton.
I got Matt Newman player of the game.
I would love that.
I mean, it's tough to say for our game because we haven't really played the new Enforcers team yet without Tommy. We haven't seen the new look Enforcers. They're still figuring shit out too, I guess. So
yeah,
it's tough to say, but I think if we can put ourselves in a good position to win that game, I fully trust us to. I think we can close out games pretty good.
Yeah.
And I really trust that any one of us can hit a shot, a big time shot in a big moment to close out the game. So that's all I'm saying about that.
I agree with you. I think that for my picks real quick, I would go with the River Dragons, even with the new look Griffs maybe being a full strength. And I would go with the Tundra just because they're really hot. And although I do think a really tall Enforcers team could cause a lot of problems for us with their size, I think that they have to use that size. And I think if Nick's aggressive, it could be a problem. But I remember when we played the River Dragons, Jimmy played him pretty well. So I would go those two picks. Jimmy, we're going to start with you. Last segment. We do it on every pod. Final words heading into the weekend. What you got to say?
I hope we get that time situation figured out on my half. Yeah, I'm just looking forward first week of playoffs, man. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Belzy?
3 words for you, brother. Tundra on top.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Max?
I got nothing really. I'm gonna just let whatever happen, and my play will do the talking.
Perfect, man. My play will do the talking. Max Wise. I like it. Thank you, boys, all for coming on the pod. I like it more when it's kind of less, because then I can keep the time down. I feel like I would rather watch a pod that's 30 minutes, 40 minutes versus one that's an hour 15. So yeah, thanks for taking the time, boys. I appreciate it. Thank you to our sponsors, Champion for supplying some merch to our players, Checkers for buying us a trophy, Golf Galaxy for financing this shit that I be doing, And as always, we stay up. A-Town stay down. Tundra Boys on top. Yes, sir. See you this weekend for the playoffs. And we are done.